I'm crashing out. I'm so sorry. I just have to talk about it, and I need to make this video, and I'm probably not going to edit it because I literally just need to rant and get it out. But I just came from seeing the Stranger Things season 5 finale. This is my shirt. I was wearing it. I was so excited for this. Well, sort of. Okay, let me back it up. I have not really liked season 5. I have this nostalgia because I've been with Stranger Things since the beginning, as most of us have. And I also want to say, this video is not for the people who love the ending. Okay, if you love the ending, I'm so happy that you got what you wanted. But I didn't. Okay, I'm really, really disappointed because I remember season 1. I remember season 3. That was peak, peak, peak. I even remember season 4. Oh, I'm pointing the wrong way. I remember... Oh, there you go. I remember season 4 and I had my issues with season 4. I thought they were apart from each other for way too long, like California and Hawkins. Like, that was annoying. But, like, overall, like, had so many moments that were peak, like running up that hill. Just the preface, my rankings of best to worst Stranger Things seasons is season 3 is my favorite, and then season 1, then 4, then 2, and then 5. So I just want to preface it saying that I am a huge Stranger Things fan. I really wanted it to be good, but I'm like so disappointed, and I really don't even know where to start. Let me start what's first on the top of my mind. I hate how many characters there are. For like context, I went to NYU. I just graduated in May, and that doesn't give me any like real credentials, but I say that because I went for film and television production, and the main thing that they told us, one of the biggest things that they told us in our writing classes was that you can't just have a bunch of main characters. It kind of like dilutes the story. There's too many things to focus on. And by the way, remember when we had television that was like 24 episodes? A lot of these shows back here, like, we used to have a lot of episodes, guys. Like, I don't know what is going on with TV, but not only has the quality of storytelling gone down, but it's become more expensive to watch these shows on the streaming services, and we get less episodes. What is this 8-episode thing? Netflix used to at least do 10 episodes. Now we're dealing with 8. Oh, brother. Like, it's actually so annoying. And I will say, this season we did get longer runtime, so that kind of, balances it out a little bit. But we used to not only get, like, like multiple seasons worth of television in one season. And so that's really annoying. But when you have this many characters and you're trying to dive into all of their stories and have enough time for that in one season that's only 8 episodes, it's hard to do. And that's why they weren't successful at it, because it's almost impossible. Like, genuinely, you just can't focus on that many characters and things get dragged out. I mean, one of the earlier episodes in season 5, we don't even see Dustin and the gang in the Upside Down for almost the entire episode because there's no time for them. There's no time to focus on them. Okay, going with the characters. I think all the stakes are way too low. Like, and we're going to focus specifically on the finale, but just throughout this entire season, the stakes are really low. And I'm not even one of those people who's like, you gotta kill off this character, or you need to kill everyone. I'm not even on that wave, but like, I've gotta feel like these people are in real danger. Other seasons, I really felt that. Oh my god, season 4, when Max is like, trying her hardest not to get possessed and to like chase after that music, like the running up that hill scene, it was so intense. But then we get to this season and we're back in that red mindscape world, and she's basically trying to walk back into her memories, and I'm not even gonna get into that. Okay. One of the saddest things to me is the destruction of Joyce. Oh my god, guys, Joyce used to be so, like, she carried the show. Season 1, she was the one with the lights. She was the one figuring everything out. It was so epic. I literally have up Christmas lights, not only because Christmas just passed, but literally because I'm like, oh my god, Stranger Things is coming out. I need to have these lights. I need to reminisce back to season 1. She was so big. And then season 2, she's helping Will because he's possessed. Oh my god, what happened to that? Like, we get a little bit of it in season 5 where he's tapped into the hive mind. But what happened to that in the final battle? He's not really getting hurt. Like, it's insane. And same with the kids who are supposed to be tapped into this hive mind. Nothing is happening to them. But Joyce as a character was destroyed. Jonathan as a character was destroyed. Robin as a character was destroyed. What is she talking about? at the end there when they're all having their kumbaya type of thing up on the roof, and she mentions like, you know, now none of us have a overbearing like partner or whatever holding us back. That was so out of nowhere. Vicky went into the upside down for her, guys. Like, that is crazy. And I'm not even saying that I love Vicky or anything. Like, honestly, I think Vicky was one of the characters who needed to go. Not even die, but not exist. Or not exist as a main... She wasn't a main character, okay. But not exist as a character that we're spending time on. You know? Like, we spent time on Vicky. Especially in... like the second to last episode, like we don't need the whole plot line of Robin trying to explain this and her being mad about the date, whatever. But to throw in right at the end when we haven't even really seen them not get along, you know, not get along in a meaningful way, you know, that was separate from when Vicky wasn't understanding that there were literal monsters, which of course she wasn't understanding that because apparently no one will tell anyone in Hawkins what is going on. Oh my god, getting off of the finale, but just like in season 5, Mike and Nancy not questioning the fact that Holly has an imaginary friend in this world filled with monsters is insane. It's insane. I hate when they do that in shows. It's like the convenience of not questioning things. It's like, no, guys, you're in a world with monsters. You know what these things can do. You're not even going to be like, hey, Holly, Let me ask you just like a few questions about this, what this Mr. What's-It might look like. And why do we spend so much time on Mr. What's-It in general? Like, I don't get it, guys. I'm going to get off that because it annoys me so much. We wasted so much time on that mystery that we all knew what it was. Let's get back to the finale. Oh my god. I will say, I am going to get to moments that I did like. Because I had, you know what, when I was watching in theaters, it wasn't everything that I wanted, but when I left at first, I was like, okay, that was a good episode. And then I thought about it. And then I sat with it, and I literally bawled my eyes out. Because I'm hurt. I was listening to a podcast, and they were like, I've spent more time with these characters than I have any other television show ever. You know? And it's true. This show started when I was in middle school. I went through middle school, high school, and college. I graduated from all 3 in the span that the show's been out. I didn't even have my dog yet when this show came out. So, listen, that's why it's, like, hitting so hard. And yeah, that's why when I sat with it, I was like, this is not the ending that I wanted. I knew, like, that during the showing, but, like, it really hit me hard when I got home. Also, I'm about to get my period, so that definitely added to it. Okay. So, I don't really even know what to say about this finale. I think there were a lot of parts that were cool, okay? Like, Elle going back into the water tank and going into the mine, okay. And when Hopper accidentally, like, shoots her, guys, that was awesome. It could have been such a cool moment to add a ticking time bomb into this where, oh my god, is Elle going to die? Oh my god, Hopper could have accidentally shot Elle, and then Elle, without even being able to take in what was happening, just disappears out of the mind world. Same with Max and Callie. I forget if that's how you say her name. Okay. All of a sudden, she's just out like a ghost. Sort of like how she was, but not even having any time to think about it. Not having the banging. No. She's just out. And she's dying. She's genuinely, like, hurt from these bullet wounds, right? And Hopper's like, oh my god, what did I do? And suddenly now he's got to figure out how to save Elle. And I'm not even saying, like, that Elle in no world could have died, even though I'm very upset about that. But if he then would have had to figure out how to help Elle, and then suddenly she's wounded, going into battle, that would have added the stakes so much higher. And let's just get into Elle, because I'm kind of dancing around this, but this is my main contention with this last episode. What do you mean it was all for nothing? What do you mean it was all for nothing? What do you mean it was all for nothing? I'm crashing out because I just think about the very first episode, you know, and we get introduced to this girl, and the whole first season, she's got her egos, and the whole thing, it's like, all the seasons, we want Elle to survive. We already had her fake out death, you know, in season 2, and it's like, I just want to say real quick, commit, Duffer Brothers. Like, I'm so upset. I hate open endings. I hate when it's, like, ambiguous. Yes, I hate when it's ambiguous. I get it that, like, she's dead. You know, like, I know she's dead. I'm not gonna do, I believe. Like, that was so sad. And why did we even go there? Like, we already are sad. Why did we have like 5 monologues in just this episode alone about how Elle doesn't deserve this? Why did Hopper talk to her and be like, oh my God, you deserve to have a kid. You deserve not to be, tortured and, chased your whole life? Why did we have that whole entire monologue if then 30 minutes, not 30 minutes, but like an hour and a half later, you're going to kill her off? Genuinely. What are we doing? Oh my God, it was so dumb. And it's like, it's such a bleak ending. And listen, going back to what I like, I actually enjoyed the epilogue and we're seeing where people are at now. And I'm fine with people having a happy ending. They went through a lot of stuff where it's not like completely happy. Like everyone still lost people, everything like that. But it's all going to leave a bad taste in my mouth when our main character, or one of our main characters, Elle, has died, but she didn't just die. She didn't just get killed, people. She killed herself. She killed herself. I don't care if it's for the greater good or not. At the end of the day, Elle committed suicide. And she didn't even commit suicide to win against Vecna. She committed suicide so that the military wasn't after her anymore. Are you kidding me? The military is not your, issue in this show, okay? Listen, yes, it was an issue for Elle, but I'm talking to the Duffer Brothers. The military is not the focus of the show. I loved before, season 4 when they're getting chased by the military. Like, I like that plot being streamlined. I guess it's actually throughout the entire show. She's being chased in season 1, too. I like that. But the fact that she ends up killing herself because of the military is insanity. It's insanity. And also just to have her kill herself in general like that. Let's get on to the main battle, because that's where Elle should have died if she was going to die, at all. Which I still am upset about. Okay, we get to this big battle. First of all, half of the time spent in the abyss was just walking. Oh my God, every time we go back to them in the abyss, they're just walking and talking. That was like the biggest problem with this season overall. Half of the time. Oh my God, I need to do like a montage of just how much of runtime this whole season was spent walking and talking. It's insanity. We are on the last episode. And I'm not even saying, I like Jonathan and Steve's talk, okay? I thought that was good, whatever. But oh my God, if Will drops to the ground one more time and is like, oh, it's Henry, and Joyce is like, oh my God, Will. But Jonathan, go ahead and die. I don't know if Joyce and Jonathan said more than 2 sentences to each other the entire season. Genuinely, I don't know. Also, there's a video I watched about the downfall of Jonathan's character that was really sad. Like, he used to be a really emotional and interesting character. He was this guy who was, more misunderstood. He was a loner, and he did some weird stuff. But he was a loner, and his brother went missing, and he was the one who was caretaking for him, too, because his mom was working so many long hours. And he had that trauma. And then in the other seasons, he's dealing with not being able to have money to, when him and Nancy were in that internship that they had. He didn't have money to just be like, well, I'm not going to be a part of this internship anymore. He was like, no, I need this. Oh my God, I accidentally just stopped the recording. Okay, anyway, he was like, I need this. And so Jonathan used to have a lot of depth to him. He barely had anything this season. Again, I'm not going to get into the minutia of every single episode because I had problems with pretty much all the episodes, especially in Volume 2. I did have my issues Volume 1, but it was still early on, and I thought that we would, get past it. But I tell you, this whole season was just... it was just so disappointing because I saw a peak. I saw season 3. I saw season 1. Those were so good, especially season 1, guys. But the whole tone of the show has shifted per season. I'd say season 1 and season 2 are closer, and even color grading and the tone of the script, and it was more horror, And then season 3, you got the lights and you got the mall, and it's a little bit more funny and comical. than other seasons had been. And again, like I said, season 3 is my favorite, so I loved that. I love how it kind of shifts tone every season and we grow as the time goes on. But oh my god. And let's talk about the time. It took 10 years to finish 5 seasons of television. Guys, I swear I'm going insane. That's one of the things I forgot to mention too. Not only are we getting shorter seasons, okay? 6 episode seasons. Not only is it getting more expensive to be on these streaming services, and now we've added ads, but also, and now I've lost my train of thought. Now I've lost my train of thought. Also, not only all that, but we have also added, it's going to now take years in between each season. What are we talking about? There used to be seasons of television. You used to turn around a new season at the end of the year, like it would be a year, it'd be a cycle, and you would keep going and going and going. And it used to be beautiful. It used to be epic. We used to have 24 episodes of television in a season. And then a year later, we'd have another season. 24 episodes of television. It was so good. It was so good. It was so good. And I'm saying that like that was even my era. For reference, I was born in 2003, so the shows from when I was born, like early 2000s, were like that. Like some of the shows, you guys can't see, it's kind of blocked by my television and stuff, but we've got shows back here like The Secret Life of a Teenager, or there's a bunch back there. You can see them. Anyway, some of them used to be so good, but honestly, most of my wall now, these are shortened shows. Like Bridgerton is short. I can't remember how many episodes Sex Education had and stuff, but basically what I'm saying is the landscape of television is changing, and it's not changing for the best. And also, for context, I want to go into television. I want to be a TV writer. And so this is really personal to me because it's going to affect my future, and it's just really devastating to see my favorite show end like this. And endings are really hard. It was hard to have high hopes for it in the first place. Water, great. It's hard to have high hopes for it in the first place, but I did, because I saw how good the writing was before. I really do like the Duffer Brothers. They created something that is very near and dear to my heart, but this season was just so disappointing. And also, let's get into the fight. So we were in the finale. Joyce didn't do a thing. I want to point that out. We're walking, we're in the abyss. Joyce doesn't do anything. She stands by Will, she doesn't do anything. She's just like, Will, are you okay? Will, are you okay? Jonathan, go off. Go rush into danger. Will, are you okay? Then, when they're actually fighting the Mind Flayer, what does she do? She's got an axe! She's just carrying around an axe. I didn't see her swing it once until we get into the Mind Flayer. Elle has already done all the work, and all the other people, going off after the Mind Flayer. And she's in there and she chops off the head. I will say, I like the flashback, just seeing all of what Vecna and the Mind Flayer did to all the people, all of our heroes that we see. That was really good. Actually, I will say I enjoyed the flashbacks throughout the episode because they were pulling on our heartstrings because of how nostalgic it was. So I did enjoy that in the way that you can look at, I'm not even gonna make a comparison. I enjoyed that. Okay, I'm just gonna take the wins where I can get them. Yeah, I was happy they didn't kill Steve, but what was that fake out? We were really gonna cut to black. Steve's gonna fall, and we're gonna cut to black, and we're just gonna pretend for a few seconds that he may have fallen, and then Jonathan catches him. Listen, I like that Jonathan caught him, and it was a moment of solidarity between them, and then we can get their conversation later. We didn't need a whole fake out for Steve's death. Either don't have him die, or have him fall and maybe he catches something on the way down. We don't need a whole cut to black. It's so dumb. It's so dumb. Literally in film school, I was in a class called filmmaking, where we make films, and my professor was like, don't cut to black randomly in the middle of your film, because it's like a weird editing thing. It has to be very intentional, or it's just kind of abrupt. It takes you out of the story. It's like, why did we do that, Duffer Brothers? Why did we do that? Okay, let's get onto the sister, Elle's sister. Okay, at the end of the day, she won. She won. She told Elle, look, my story ends here. And you know what? She also got Elle to kill herself. So she won. Okay, she's the true villain of this. And okay, I'm not gonna go that far. I don't hate her like a bunch of other people do. But at the end of the day, she poisoned Elle's mind with, hey, you should kill yourself. It's the only way to save these pregnant women that we never mention again and we don't save. And okay. And then Callie dies. You know, she dies. She gets what she wants. She's like, okay, I'm out. And then Elle does that. I'm tired. I'm tired of TV letting me down. I'm so sick of it. Oh my god. That was the biggest thing for me, was just this Elle killing herself. I can't say it enough. It's the dumbest thing in the world. And Mike not getting, you know, his happy ending, if everyone else is going to get this happy ending, you know. I just thought it was dumb. If she would have died in battle, died in a true hero's way, then okay. But then I enjoyed the graduation scene. Let me go into that. Really enjoyed the graduation scene. I thought Dustin's speech was amazing. I thought it was hilarious. And that was really good. I love Lucas and Max. I love that they had their happy end day. And we see them, you know, graduating. I loved all of that stuff. Like I said, I actually really enjoyed the epilogue that we got at the end, for the most part. I was really just sad about Mike. I was happy we got the D&D scene. But then putting away the books and you know, Mike making up this whole story in the I Believe, give me a break. And Mike talking to Hopper, I thought was fine, but it's like, oh my god. We even got episodes ago, I think this may have been like the second episode of season 5 or something, or maybe it was episode 1, I don't know, it was early on, it was in volume 1, and Hopper is talking about, hey Elle, like, I can't lose you, I've already lost the daughter. And then Elle is gonna say in this last episode, like, I'm not Sarah or whatever. Bro, give me a break, you're killing yourself. Oh brother, this guy stinks, like, genuinely. It's just so irritating. And I literally need to rant because I felt like I was going to explode. It's so dumb. There's so many things that I want to talk about. Oh, I like the scene where Elle and Hopper are like, Hopper is trying to save the sister, and then he gets taken and is being like tortured, and Elle comes in and snaps all the military people's neck, and then she makes the one military guy shoot himself. That was epic. But then the sister has the gun pointed at Hopper's head, and they barely acknowledge it. I was like, don't do that. Can't you just, like, make the gun fly out of her hand? Like, what are we talking about? If there was actual tension there, if we thought the sister might actually shoot Hopper, and Elle was like, no, and we have this, it would have felt more tense. Instead, Hopper just goes to Elle and is like, you deserve all the good things. Hour and a half later, she kills herself. This is not how I wanted to start 2026. It's not how I wanted to start. But here we are. Here we are. Guys, final battle. Nancy should have died. I don't want Nancy dead. I'm just saying, though, what they set up for her, she should have died. Sorry, I had to pause. I'm, like, sort of sick, and so I needed to take care of that. But Nancy running from this huge mind flare, first of all, underwhelming. It was super cool when we see it. I'm like, whoa, what is that? But then what it actually did was underwhelming. Not a single person actually got hurt. Like, can we think about that? And Hopper asks over the radio, he's like, hey, Dustin, how is everyone? And Dustin's like, oh, we're a little beaten up, but other than that, we're good. Guys, they were fine. Literally not a single soul was hurt. Maybe Elle, because she was getting thrown around. The rest of them, super cool. But you're telling me Nancy is going to shoot this thing with a gun. She's running away, and that thing didn't step on her? That thing didn't step on any of them? Guys, give me a break. The plot armor is insane. And we just need to make things make sense within their world. Once again, that hive mind thing not affecting any of the kids as they're, you know, killing this thing, not affecting Will. It's Stranger Things. I get it. Things aren't going to be realistic. But here's the whole premise of storytelling is that they don't necessarily have to be realistic to the world that we live in now. But part of world building is that you set your world, you set your rules, and you have to follow those rules. And sometimes we can suspend our belief, okay? Sometimes things do just have to kind of happen to get the plot going, to get the story moving. But at the end of the day, you have a set of rules. And that was the biggest thing with season 5, is that we didn't stick to like any of those rules. I need writers to, when anytime they write a story that is big, they built out a whole world, Stranger Things, Game of Thrones, stuff like that. I need them to have an entire wall behind them with every single detail that they have of their story building. Every single thing, every single rule, because that's what the fans do. Okay, the fan theories were better because they remember season 1 through season 4, and they're like, oh my god, this can connect here and there. They need, like, they need a historian of their show with them in the writer's room. Someone to be like, when they're writing something, they pass it to them, and the historian is like, wait, just so you know, this doesn't line up with what you've said here. And they don't always have to take that advice, but they need it because clearly writers aren't able to keep up with their own logic of their story, and it's so frustrating. I hate when things don't make sense. That was all of season 5, and I'm so over it. I'm so upset, as you can tell. I'm so annoyed. Whatever. That was my Stranger Things finale / season 5 rant. I could go on and on and on as I have to my friends, and I'm sure I'm missing so many things that were annoying about even just this last episode. But whatever. It's over now. 10 years of my life. I have rewatched Stranger Things before, season 1 through 3, in preparation of season 4. And I've rewatched season 1 a few times and season 3. So I don't know if I'm ever going to rewatch 5. It would have to be a few years from now, and it would be purely just to see the downfall. And it has its good moments, okay? Lucas and Max were keeping me in this. But I kind of don't want to rewatch the show at all because I'm just going to be so sad that it didn't end well, and that Elle kills herself, and that it just stopped. There's just so many fake out deaths. And then it's just like, what was the point? Like, I don't get it. So I'm going to end it here. Maybe one day I'll rewatch Stranger Things and be like, wow. But for now, I'm like, wow.